Members of the Pennsylvania Volunteer Militia may be dressed for war, but the true battle they face is of words and ideas. The militia movement has been branded as extremist and anti-government. As Fox 43's Harry Lee explains, in many cases that is true. However, this militia wants to change those labels.
Where we get like the bad rap at is that we get told we're all anti-government, we're insurrectionists, and it's not. We care about the communities we live in, and we're out to help maintain control within them and help assist where needed within our communities when something does go wrong.
The militia movement is shaped by the narrative, that is, the story told and the people telling it. The first narrative, the one that built this movement, describes a tyrannical government, disturbing conspiracies, and those who won't take it lying down.
I bought into what a lot of Alex Jones said.
There was a special on the Discovery Channel called something about militias across America, and that got me interested, and I joined the group.
As the militia movement rose in prominence, another narrative emerged. Racist right-wing extremists who want to overthrow the government.
They have no legal authority. They are, in essence, a posse, an armed posse.
The Pennsylvania Volunteer Militia say that characterization is undeserved.
The media does demonize us as a bunch of insurrectionists. There's a lot of bad groups out there that fit the bill and give that image, just like what happened in D.C. back in January.
Pennsylvania Volunteer Militia was not at the Capitol riot of January 6, 2021.
None of us were going anywhere near it.
But in the ensuing media attention, Yingling says many groups went underground.
Many militia members prefer to stay out of the limelight, but Yingling wants you to see this training. He says stepping out of the shadows is the only way to correct what he sees as a false narrative.
That's why I tell all these militias right now, don't hide, don't go underground, stand up for what you believe in, and shout it from the top of the highest hill.
Yingling says he's been deplatformed from Facebook and YouTube, which is why he's talking to us, even though he says most media hates him. Do you trust me?
So far, yeah. Until you give me a reason not to.
Yingling says media exposure will amplify his narrative of a community organization protecting individual liberties. So far, he says, it's working. Within days of its founding, the Pennsylvania Volunteer Militia doubled its still small membership to about 12. And Yingling hopes it will continue to grow.
But for Yingling's vision to work, he has to make other militia groups believe it. That's an uphill battle in the current political climate of extreme views. But if he can redirect the purpose and energy of some people in these armed groups, they believe they have a fighting chance.
Harry, it's certainly been interesting reporting, and you've gotten quite a bit of response to the reports.
That's true. We actually also did hear from the Pennsylvania Lightfoot Militia. Now, I had reached out to them several months ago to be included in this story, and they declined at the time. But now they have asked us to clarify that while Christian Yingling was a former member, they are separate and independent from the Pennsylvania Volunteer Militia.
So you got a rare inside look. Not a lot of media members get to do what you did. Talk about what you learned. What was your takeaway from the experience?
I think it was really humanizing to see these people, to get to spend time with them as people, because I think in this current political climate, when you hear someone's beliefs, especially if they're very extreme or polarizing, you tend to immediately think of them as the enemy or the other. And I think if more people just sat down and talked to other people with other opinions, they might have less to be afraid of and therefore maybe have less extreme views. Yeah.
Well, it was a great inside look. Kudos to you and photographer Toby Grove to put the pieces together. And of course, if you've missed any of those, you can watch them on fox43.com. Well done.
Thank you.